Hey guys, Brian Stevens here once again with Mortgage Shots and the National Real Estate Post, representative of the Loan Factory, more specifically CB Loans Team. If you'd like to learn more about CB Loans Team and what we're doing, which is so drastically different than every other mortgage company in the country, I would love to tell you. And I'm not kidding about that. One of them is we do stuff like this. Yes, we're bringing videos because we read the tea leaves of the direction the market is going to go, so we could bring you informed information so you can make a decision that is in your best interest. If you're a loan officer, real estate agent, or a consumer thinking about buying a house or vacillating on the whole thing and maybe not buying a house, you never know. I want to start with something right now. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Crypto homes, kind of crazy. It's the latest in a multitude of desperate moves that are being made by all of our policymakers right now. Here's a spoiler alert. The decisions they're making are going to end like every other decision they've made. Not good. I don't understand these decisions. I swear we could get better people in charge. Just seems that way to me. We're going to be talking about debt. Yeah, D is for debt. D-E-B-T. And it's a big one right now. We're also going to be talking about a multitude of different things. So just bear with me. Stick in there and give me any questions, comments, anything you have. Pop it in and let me know. That would be super duper helpful for me. And hopefully it'll be informative for you. And of course, share this. And as loan officers, I got to tell you this. Keep the conversation going. Post this video. Sit around when real estate agents or clients have anything that they want to add in any one of your timelines. Engage that person, have a conversation, get in the middle of that conversation about real estate so you could be the lender or the real estate agent of record. So let's jump right into this. And I'm going to start without my presentation because I have something I frankly just didn't really feel like putting in it. All right, let's get going, guys. Okay. All right. Housing's real problem now. Job growth at the high end has stalled. Article summary. Housing market demand is constrained by zero growth in high-end jobs despite mortgage incentives. We're going to talk about mortgage incentives and why they are a bad idea. I mean a bad idea. And a migration shift. So what's happening right now is employment is just dead in the water. It's not going anywhere. Mining is down. Construction mildly up. Manufacturing down. Wholesale trade dead in the water. All of this stuff right here is dead in the water. Just dead in the water. Okay? Private education and health services. Private education because people are sick of our public schools right now. They don't want to go because they don't like what's being taught, and I think that shows. So private education and health services. Make sure you get your 3 servings full of processed, hyper-processed foods this week. You'll need them. Government is doing pretty good. That's not really surprising. Retail's dead in the water. Everything's dead in the water here. But here's the key here. These are all high-end jobs. These are jobs that pay. Okay? And I started thinking about this a little bit here. And, you know, we constantly talk about AI as being a solution to all of our problems. Specifically in the mortgage and real estate business, there's a bunch of lenders and real estate agents who think that they're going to get replaced. Well, we have, courtesy of our policymakers, have made it so difficult to do a loan right now. And there is so much emotion involved. The one thing that AI is not capable of doing is giving a true empathetic emotional experience. You might even get AI to fake an emotional experience, but I always know when I'm talking to a robot. You know, when you call somebody and you get their voicemail, they stick you on, one of these, dialer situations or where they prompt you through everything, and they say, "Well, I really appreciate your wait." Well, when a computer tells me it appreciates my wait, I don't believe it. Doesn't make sense to me. So AI is a real big concern right now, and I don't know if I'm really clearly explaining this, but let me just get right to the point. AI is going to have a significant impact on housing and on employment. And here's what it's doing. AI is going to take a lot of jobs over. AI is currently taking a lot of jobs over, and the jobs that AI are going to take specifically are the ones that are null and void of any emotional involvement or requirement in order to have that job. And real estate and lending, oh boy, is that a big one emotionally. It really honestly is. It's going to take those non-emotional, non-empathetic jobs, kind of math-based and science-based jobs. In other words, AI is going to be taking a lot of high-end jobs away. High-end jobs are people who make money. People who make money are people who buy houses, which means our potential pool for buyers going forward is going to be mitigated courtesy of AI. The efficiencies that AI are going to bring to businesses are going to lead to a smaller workforce, larger unemployed folks, larger numbers of unemployed folks, and fewer clients to buy houses and get loans. We know this to be the case. I want you to think about this. Jobs that are highly repetitive, rule-based, and involve digital data processing or manual physical labor are the first to be automated or significantly impacted by AI. These include clerical and administrative support positions like data and clerks, administrative assistants and secretaries, bookkeeping, accounting, payroll clerks, customer service and sales, customer service representatives, telemarketers, call center agents, cashiers and bank tellers, manufacturing and logistics. That would be assembly line and factory workers. Did you know that Ford right now has over 5,000 empty jobs in the United States that all have six-figure incomes that would be working assembly lines and warehouses? Pretty crazy, isn't it? Truck and delivery drivers, long-haul truckers. Man, I have got a lot of loans for truckers out there. Autonomous vehicles are going to get rid of that. Basic content and creation analysis. This is going to be proofreaders and copy marketers. Coffee markers, entry-level graphic designers, translators. These are all jobs that are going to be going by the wayside. High-end jobs, which is really going to have an effect of fewer buyers, less demand for mortgages, lower interest rates, and ultimately lower prices. And in fact, probably higher numbers of foreclosures as we start to charge forward. This isn't going to be something that's happening on the horizon. This is something that is happening to us right now. Let's jump into the meat and bones of what we're going to talk about here today. The first one is this. As a loan officer or real estate agent, I saw this and I just wanted to start with it. As a loan officer, you need to work smart. You really do. And I thought, boy, these are three really great areas: efficiency, discipline, and creativity. The efficiency part seems to make sense. Efficiency is what you do at your job as a loan officer or real estate agent in the week preceding going on vacation. You know what that looks like when you go on vacation? You get all of your shit done because, shit is going to go sideways when you're gone. So you want to mitigate any problems you're going to have with whoever is watching your files. So we need to be efficiency as if we're going on vacation all the time. This market absolutely requires smart work, and efficiency is going to be one of the three pillars here. Discipline is a very easy one to understand. The stuff you don't like to do that. The whole eat the frog analogy. Make the hard phone call first thing in the morning so you can get that off your shoulders. All the stuff that you don't like to do, make sure you get it done. And when 2 or 3 o'clock rolls around and you're starting to think, I'm my own boss and I kind of want to go home right now, stick around another hour. And even if you have nothing to do, organize your next day so when you go there, you hit the ground running. But I think the most important one, maybe it's not the most important, but it certainly is the most overlooked one, is creatively. Because remember, as a real estate agent or a loan officer, you're a salesperson. Loan officers, do you think you can do the job of a real estate agent? I'm watching all of you do this right now through the ether. Yes, of course I can do it, Brian. I can do a realtor's job anytime. Realtors, do you think you can do a lender's job? Got to learn guidelines. But the point is this, is we are both in sales positions. A real estate agent is a sales job. A loan officer is a sales job. I'm not good at math. We don't do math. We don't do math. That is the funniest thing on the face of the planet when somebody says, I could be a loan officer because I don't do math. Really? Simple remedial math that they teach you in 3rd grade, you can't do that because that's basically all we do. And in fact, we don't even do that right now. A 3rd grader with 3rd grade remedial math is going to do better at loans than you as a mathematician at 50 years of age. Why is that? Because we are more about programs and technology than we are about math. It's all ones and zeros, baby. That's all it is. We have our automated underwriting systems. Our 1003s now are completely automated. Our appraisals are all but automated, soon to be automated. Everything is going automated. Our verifications are automated. You name it, It automates. Our credit is all automated, and when you punch everything in, it tells you what you qualify and what you don't qualify for. There is no math in that. That is computer programming. Your job is sales. And as a salesperson, nobody wants to buy from somebody who's frowning all the time. People want to buy from people who are happy. So even if you have to fake it, fake it. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I hope you take that to heart. I say that very tongue-in-cheekly, but the truth of the matter is it is important. It's important because your job is going to be a lot harder, but it's also going to be a lot more rewarding. It's going to be rewarding because, one, you make a king's ransom on every loan that you're doing right now. They might be fewer, but what's happening is we are seeing attrition in real estate and lending. There will be fewer loan officers and real estate agents for more clients when these markets turn. Is the market turning? Well, let's just start with this one. 875,000 mortgage holders now owe more on their homes than their homes are worth, the highest rate in 3 years, and this is according to a new report from Intercontinental Exchange. That number is going to go up and go up drastically as property values continue to decline and home sellers and home owners hold on to their prices. These numbers are going to go up, and what we learned back in 2008, 9, and 10 is that when you're underwater, it doesn't matter if you have an agency loan, that being your conventional loans, a VA loan, a FHA loan, a subprime loan, a non-QM loan, a DSCR loan. It doesn't matter the damn loan you have. If you get buried too far upside down, what we know from every mortgage holder, from the 800 credit scores down to the 400 credit scores, is this simple fact. They walk. They all walk. And we're seeing these numbers increase, and this is putting more added pressure on foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, 30, 60, and 90-day lates. These numbers are going to continue to go up. That's why you as a loan officer and a real estate agent need to understand the benefits of time blocking. Time blocking is great because it gives you deep focus, reduces multitasking, reduce multitasking activities because you're blocking things out and you can focus. Accountability, goal tracking, work-life balance, better control of your business. It will reduce your stress. Better planning. You can prioritize the shit you actually need to do. Minimize distractions. All of these things are benefits of time blocking. And I don't care who you are. All you women, once again, who are way better at multitasking than any guy on the face of the planet. And that's a fact. Don't even argue, gentlemen, because you know I'm right. Even if you are better at multitasking, isn't it better if you can have a deep focus and minimize that multitasking while you're at work? Time blocking is great for everybody. All right, this is what I want to get into here, guys. Builders' cheap mortgages are a bad deal for homeowners. I cannot believe I have not said this before now, but this is very, very important. Loan officers and real estate agents, listen the heck up. You're going to have clients right now who are going to go to new home builders and they're going to say, well, Brian, I'd like to go with you, but you're going to offer me a 5 3/4 rate and they're going to offer me a 1 rate or a 2 rate. I want the 1 rate or the 2 rate because superficially that sounds better, doesn't it? It certainly does. The problem is that builders have an incentive to lower the rate, not lower the price. Okay? They'll lower your rate all day long. They don't give a shit about that. If they have to take a bath on a house right now that's not moving, they'll do it. I was driving this weekend doing whatever the hell it is I do around my neighborhood, and I saw a number of different signs for new home subdivisions that say new homes for rent. That's how desperate it's getting. We are just seeing the preamble to what is going to take place when the main act comes on. And the main act is going to be significantly more devastating than what we're currently feeling. New home builders are renting properties because they can't sell them. They can't sell them for what they need to get from them. We are starting to see 1% and 2% mortgages because they can't sell their properties for what they need to get for them. Well, Brian, why are they giving you a 1% interest rate and why are they renting? Why don't they just lower their sales price? Well, because as P.T. Barnum said, or was it W.C. Fields, there's a sucker born every day. I mean that too. So let's say that a new home subdivision, they lower the sales price on your house. All right, you know what? Listen, I'm going to give you $50,000 off the sales price because that's what you want, and I need to get rid of this thing. You don't want the 1% rate? No. Can I give you a BMW, a 5 Series, and put it in the garage? No. You want me to lower the rate? I don't want to do that. Well, why don't you want to lower the rate, Mr. Builder? Well, you see, Brian, if I sell you this house for $50,000 less, in my new home subdivision, I just chop $50,000 off of every other unit I'm trying to sell. And because a sucker is born every day, I might be able to sell the next one for $50,000 higher than what I'm willing to sell this one to you for. And I can't afford that bad comp because the appraiser will shit can your loan, or your underwriter will shit can the bad appraisal. And I'm going to have to chop the price of everything by $50,000, and I can ill afford to do that right now. So I will do anything but lower the sales price. Here's the problem that the builder is not really coming to terms with, is that all those houses are going to sell $50,000 less anyways. Probably. There might be a sucker here or there, but probably. What we're discovering is if you take the higher sales price and the lower interest rate, you're walking into a house that's upside down on day one. It's kind of like buying a Corvette. It's kind of like buying any form of sheetrock. Sheetrock. It's kind of like buying any type of sheet metal with wheels on it. You buy a brand new car, you lose 30% when you drive it off the lot. Everybody knows it. Yet, for some inexplicable reason, we still do it. Houses are going to become the new car right now for those who take the 1% interest rate, because the minute you take keys and possession of that property, congratulations, you are upside down on your house. You are now part of the 875,000 people, and they are all new mortgage holders who are upside down, and part of it is going to be coming from those who are taking 1% interest rates. And I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that buyers are going to take the 1% interest rate because it seems like a good deal, but it is a raw deal, not a good deal. What I'm concerned about is real estate agents and lenders who are not going to have the necessary talking points in order to guide those clients into better decisions for themselves. I know you want a 1% interest rate. It certainly sounds good. Well, how about this? Ask for money off the house, because they're going to lose their ass on that loan. They're not going to do that for you. Why not? Because you're going to be upside down. Hell, show them this article. Hell, show them this video. This is a bad deal, guys. Buying a house in 1985 versus buying a house today. Now, this does, to a certain extent, take inflation into consideration. The median home price, the median house income. Back with our baby boomers in the 1950s and 60s, the median income was $23,620 with a sales price of $83,000, 2, 4, 6, 8, or about 3.5 times what your annual salary is. Today, $74,000 is what you're making, $468,000 median sales price for a house. 5 goes into 7, 35, 642, 749. It is 6.5 times your annual salary to buy a house for a millennial, where it was 3.5 times just a few short generations ago for people like my mom and dad. So yes, our income has gone up. Yes, property values have gone up, but property values have literally outpaced our income by twofold, meaning it is twice as hard today to buy a house as it was back in the 1960s. Doesn't matter where inflation is, this is something that we're going to need to overcome. That's why the 1% interest rates might sound good, especially on new homes, but don't be a fool and take that. Things are difficult. Speak with your lender right now, get a good deal on your property, get a great rate on your loan, and be done with it. U.S. credit card delinquency balances continue to tick higher. Right now, we are sitting at about 12.5% delinquency rates. That's a big number. That's over 1 in 10 right now who have credit cards are behind on their balances. Oh, by the way, for 90 days. Now, for those people 1 in 10 who own a house, what do you think is going to happen next? That mortgage is the next one to fall. There's going to be a lot of listings, realtors. There's going to be a lot of listings. And of those listings, you're going to want to find those who are delinquent on their mortgage, or delinquent on their credit cards. I'll tell you, if you know where we can get people who specifically are on time with their mortgage but delinquent on their credit cards, if we could go ahead and buy that list, you'd make $1 million next year doing loans. Here's the deal. We got $1.4 trillion in revolving debt right now. It's higher than it's ever been, with rates higher than they've ever been. And guess what? In about 2.5%, we're going to have more delinquencies than we've ever had. This is the preamble to the main show that I told you about a moment ago. When we look at what's happening with credit card balances and credit card payments and the delinquencies that are 90 plus days late, this is going to foreshadow what's taking place with mortgages, where we're going to see more foreclosures. The Trump administration wants to allow crypto-backed mortgages. Desperation? Do I hear desperation once again? Strike that. This isn't actually terribly desperate. I think it's a little bit irrational because of the nature of cryptocurrencies going up and down in values. But the thing is, you're not necessarily going to be able to buy a house with your cryptocurrency unless you turn it into United States currency, the greenback. But what they do want to do is they want the FHFA to go out there and use your crypto assets to have it for your reserves that you need. So if you have crypto, depending on what it's trading for at the time, you could go ahead and use that for necessary reserves or compensating factors in order to get your loan approved. This could be a relatively big difference. If it's about reserves, then it makes sense to me. If you're actually using cryptocurrencies to buy a house, maybe not. It's no secret that buying a house is expensive. The average sales price for a United States house is hovering about around $400,000. We just showed you it's quite a bit higher than that since 2021, and this is according to the St. Louis Federal Reserve. Most home buyers looking to cover the cost turn to mortgage lenders who pore over financial details like salaries, bank balances, retirement accounts to determine how risky it is to lend money to you. That review process has typically excluded crypto assets, but for the roughly 15% of Americans who invest in digital assets, this soon could be changing because in June, a directive was issued by the FHFA, and it ordered mortgagee giants Fannie and Freddie to develop proposals to consider crypto as an asset in single-family home risk assessment. Probably not a bad idea. And we're going to need to get more people who are qualified for houses because we are about to see significantly more inventory coming on board courtesy of some of these foreclosures. It's because we're seeing a softening of the market. So what are the softest markets right now where you could probably get a pretty damn good deal on a house? Well, it's going to go this: Champaign, Illinois, Florida, Texas, Hawaii. Strangely, California's not on that. Florida is all over the board. Why is Florida all over the board right now? Because condos are a pain in the ass down there. Condos are doing disproportionately bad right now. If you're thinking about investing in a property, you might want to consider a condominium, especially as a second home or a rental. And the reason for that is your HOAs are going to take care of the property. It essentially acts as a proxy property rental service, right? Property management service for you. It's a proxy for that. They're not doing good, so prices are soft on condos all across the country. Particularly, why not go to Hawaii? If Hawaii is one of the softest markets right now, go get a condo there and Airbnb that bad boy. Not a bad idea. I don't know, maybe in Florida, some of these areas in Florida, maybe, Cape Coral, maybe that would be a great place. Punta Gorda, maybe that'd be a good place. Northport, maybe that's a good place. Wichita Falls, Texas. I don't know how many people are going to be going out there on vacation. But you get the idea. In Champaign, Illinois, not so sure about that one either. But the point is this: condos could be great for you. The market is cooling, and a cooling market is going to be great for mortgage interest rates and hopefully more sales going forward. And exactly what I was talking about, case in point, let's jump onto this slide right now. New foreclosures jumped 20% in October, a sign of more distresses in the housing market. 20% in October. Guys, we are picking up at an exponential rate right now. The market in December and January is going to be unrecognizable from the market we're currently looking at in November. All I see is opportunity. We're going to look at this as a distressed market and a difficult market, but I'm in the sales game, and lower prices and lower rates are great for sales. More buyers are great for sales, and a shit ton of inventory is even better, and that is the direction we're going. If you own a house right now, particularly if you bought it in the last couple of years, maybe not such a great idea, but I'll tell you right now, For lenders and real estate agents, the market that we're going into looks pretty damn good. Foreclosure starts, which are the initial phase of the process, rose 6% for the month and were 20% higher than a year before. Completed foreclosures, the final phase, were up 32% year over year. Man, that is a massive number. We are now officially off the mat and we are starting to rise. This number is going to go through the freaking roof. Let's bring back the implodometer. Who says we do that? I, for one, you kind of got it, don't you? Florida, South Carolina, and Illinois led the nation in state foreclosure filings. So as a loan officer or real estate agent, go out there, get a little bit more creative. This market is going to open up for you. All the news feeds that you're going to see are going to tell you how bad everything is right now. And I'm telling you, it ain't bad. It ain't bad for us. It's never bad for us. And for the person out there, and I know you know who I'm talking about, I know you know this. If you understand this single point, where you're at in life is 100% your decision making. 100%. It's nobody else's fault but yours. Think about the person who has put you out the worst. And I guarantee if you think about it long enough, it's still your fault. Once we take accountability for all of our actions and the consequences of said actions, then we can start to improve ourselves. Don't let anything that you're reading right now, anything that you're looking at, anything that you're hearing dissuade you from this simple fact. There is enough business out there for you to go kick ass, and you didn't get into real estate and lending because you wanted to be subpar. So go out there and realize exactly how great you can be, because it's all on you. I hope this helps. You guys make it a fantastic day. Let's make it a fantastic week. Eat something a little bit healthier. It's great for your brain. Go out and take a brisk walk every now and then. Go to the Japanese work style where you work 15, 20 minutes, take a 5-minute break, 20 minutes, 5-minute break. It helps you stay focused. Time block what you do. And do not forget to be creative and have fun with your marketing, because people, well, they like to work with people who are having a good time what they're doing. And in sales, that is indispensable. Do you think you guys can do that? I hope so. I'm banking on it.